Hey guys, Erin Rochefort, Remax Elite. All right, so Foreclosure Fridays. First and foremost, I'm not a lawyer, and any information I give you guys is just that information. Please seek out your own legal counsel before you do anything. All right, so last week we talked about going into the foreclosure experience and the redemption period, which is that amount of time that they give you to try to sort out your finances. Now, you haven't reached out to myself or Masook Law, and unfortunately your redemption period is up. So what does that mean for you as somebody going into foreclosure? Well, what that means is that the courts, if there's equity left in your home after the redemption period, the courts will do a judicial listing for approximately 60 to 90 days. And that just means that your title stays in your name, but that the courts are going to take responsibility for trying to sell your property. Now, they do this in three ways. First and foremost, they allow you to keep occupied in your home. So your home is owner occupied, you get to live there. They set a must sell price. So if your property is listed at $350,000, they will set a must sell price, something reasonable, say $325,000, where if any offers are received into the courts during that time, they will sell the property out from underneath you. Not only that, your property then becomes a Schedule A property. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen this on listings before, maybe a little bit of confusion about what that means. What it means is that they're selling the property as is, where is, with absolutely no warranties or representations, because the courts can't ascertain what state your home is in. You may destroy something out of anger, or there may be a flood. So they are making no representations and warranties. As a buyer, you need to be aware that when you purchase a property with a Schedule A, that you have no idea what you're walking into. It could be in any and all states. So once this is done, the 60 to 90 day judicial listing, perhaps your home has not sold, then the banks will put in an order for foreclosure through the courts. And if the courts grant that order for foreclosure, the banks officially take over the title of your property and now own your property. It is no longer yours, it is bank owned. At that time, they will issue you a 30-day eviction notice. And if you don't vacate the property within 30 days, unfortunately, the sheriffs will come in and forcibly remove you. It's not pretty. So once we get to this point, this is now a bank-owned property, and the banks now have exclusive decision and rights over what price they sell this property for. It's at this point that you can send in your offers, and the lawyers will relay that back to the bank, and the banks will relay that back to the lawyers until you come up with an agreeable amount, and then the sale occurs. At this point, for buyers, there's a few things that you should know. One, you're buying a property as a Schedule A. There are no warranties or representations. As well, normally you can get it at a much deeper discount because the banks do not want to be homeowners. As sellers who have gone into foreclosure, there's a bit of bad news here. If you purchase the property under CMHC, which is a high ratio mortgage, what ends up happening is after the banks calculate all of the expenses and they pay off whatever's left on the loan, if they've sold the property for less than what's owing on the mortgage, so say you had $350,000 left on the mortgage and they sold the property for $325,000, that $25,000 shortfall is actually your responsibility. And that gets tacked onto you personally and must be paid out through your taxes. So there's no way to escape that through CMHC. So just a little food for thought on that. If you're a homeowner who's concerned about foreclosure, or if you're a buyer who's interested in learning more about these properties and the different ways you can get into them, reach out, DM us, give us a shout. You know, we're always here to help ignite your real estate goals.